I want to talk about Gavin on Piers Morgan. This is so funny. Piers is a douche. He's just a douche. The liberals he gets on his show are douches. And Gavin gets in there, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with an honest guy who's going to speak his mind, not try to cover his ass so he doesn't seem this or that, an ist or a phobe or that. He just says what's on his mind. He's very knowledgeable and educated as to what's going on in the world. And he doesn't have an agenda as far as trying to look like a virtue signaling, wonderful person of society. If he thinks something's fucked up, he'll say it's fucked up. And he uses plain, clear language when he does it. Now, Piers, what a pearl clutching dickbag he is. Gavin says some things and you just can't deal. He loses his mind. This is a great example of that. This is Gavin. He's talking about, I guess they were talking about immigration, illegal immigration and whatnot. And it came up that Gavin has citizenship or can claim citizenship in England and Canada and the U.S. And this woman goes, no, it's just two. You can only have two. Or so. She said something that Gavin thought she should be called a dumb bitch for saying it. So he called her a dumb bitch. And oh my God, Piers was beside himself. He's never heard such language. Oh, are you okay, my dear? This awful man just, it's a show that allows raw language. They curse on it. It's not on network television. So what's the big deal? Now, that he insulted the guest on Piers's show, and Piers is like, no, I don't allow guests to talk to my other guests like that. Well, if that's the case, Gavin made good on that. The problem is, and you'll see it here, Piers and his lot, they look at people like Gavin. They look at people with what they believe are these controversial views and opposing views of the liberals, and they just already have it figured in their head. Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
And hello, I am Gavin McInnes.
Together, we're Compound Censored.
And we'd like you to subscribe to our network that has more fantastic content you could shake a stick at. Use this promo code for a one-time super offer.
Do it. It's uncensored and oh so entertaining. What they're going to say, how they're going to react when they're called on what they're saying, and they don't even listen to what someone is saying. So when Gavin said this, and Piers called him out and said, well, you should apologize or anything, Gavin did. He did. And he explained himself quite articulately. And again, Piers just doesn't hear it. He has to keep going like, oh, why would you do? Oh, I can't believe, how would you? Because he doesn't even hear that Gavin is saying, yeah, I guess that wasn't that good. It wasn't the right thing to do. And I used a bad word. And Piers just, he can't get himself off that track. He must hear Gavin going, yeah, fuck her. She is a dumb bitch. And that must have been what Piers was hearing, even though Gavin was doing, being a gentleman and apologizing and not excusing even his behavior, but just by saying why people say that, why they would speak like that. But Piers, just like I said, he's on that train track, and you can't tell him any different, even if you're right in front of him. This is great. Watch this.
Tommy Robinson has been right to focus on the cover-ups, which were scandalous and outrageous. And I completely agree with him, as I would say to his face, as I've told him on social media.
You covered it up. You know why? Because you would rather let little girls get than be known as racist. All you care.
It's the one before that. the Gavin calls woman a dumb bitch on Piers Morgan. That's the one where we play next, where he calls everyone demonic. You got this one?
Yep, sorry about that.
Right.
I'm British, you morons.
You're British?
Yes, my mother.
Why are you occupying America?
What's your citizenship?
British, American, Canadian.
You can't be three. You have to be dual national.
That's also a myth. You
don't have
dumb
three
bitch.
passports.
Whoa, what did you call her?
Yes, you can.
What did you call her?
Of course you can. I called her a dumb bitch.
Well, can you apologise, please?
Sorry, that was a bad word. I
Thank
lost
you.
my
I
temper.
appreciate that.
Yeah, it is actually. I just think, why would you do that?
I got mad. I used a swear word.
You just use a disgusting phrase to a woman.
What? Have you not been in an argument before? You use swear words in an argument. We're going to dwell on this like you dwelled on homegrown and ignored what's really going on here, which is
I tend to
class.
pick up on things. I think what people say, particularly when they get angry, can be very enlightening. Very enlightening.
Holy shit. That was so funny. It's like, oh, what'd you say? You should apologize. Yeah, I apologize. I used a bad word and I should have. Oh, how could you say that? Well, I was mad. And when people get mad, they use bad words and stuff. Oh, you called a woman. And Gavin, at that point, Gavin just goes, what? Are we still doing that? Like, what do you want from me? You want him to just cut his own throat? But it's what I was saying. Like, Piers doesn't hear that. He's just assuming Gavin is sitting there doubling down. Yeah, dumb fucking cunt. And Gavin's like, yeah, all right. That was uncalled for. I called her a dumb bitch. It's not right. Huh? What else are you going to do? He calls him out. He goes, oh, you should apologize for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Even the girl goes, all right, I appreciate it. Huh? Wait, how do you call a woman? Yeah, all done. Don't worry about it. Gavin's what was so good there, though. You called a woman a terrible word. And he's just like, what? Why are we still, why are you still with this thing? But that's how it works. There's another part. This is the clip that was being played there. Gavin, they're talking about child rape that's going on in England. A lot of these people from these Muslim countries and these shitholes, they rape kids. It's happening. It's happening in unprecedented numbers over in England. So Gavin has the unmitigated gall to say that a lot of people on the left won't address this. They just won't talk about the fact that these invaders are raping young kids in England because they're afraid of coming off as racist. If they say, wow, there's particular groups of people from particular places that, oh my God, he's, I can't take a call. It's my CBS boss. Wants to have a little chit chat. Good stuff. All good stuff. It's like, gotta know I'm on the air. Man. Why do the iPhones ring so long? Years ago, your phone would ring and they would say, let it ring 10 times because you don't know if the person's busy and you have one phone in the entire house. You might be somewhere doing something. You're running for the phone. You grab it. Hello. Let it ring 10 times. A phone, an iPhone, anything like that, it's on you. Always. One ring should be enough. One ring. But yeah, like 10 fucking rings still. So Gavin is the crazy guy to bring that up, that there are a lot of people in politics, law enforcement, entertainment that will never say that certain groups of these migrants, invaders that come from countries that rape is commonplace. It's looked at as just another thing that people do. They come to England and they start raping kids. they're more troubled with coming off as racist for saying, yeah, that group has a disproportionately high number of rapists, child rapists. And Gavin brings this up, and they are all, again, what? How do you, what? Statistically, it is absolutely demonstrable. You can show people through statistics that this is fact over there. And again, Gavin's the bad guy for pointing this out, and not the people that are actually bad guys for not mentioning it, blowing it off, trying to cover it up because they don't want to seem racist. Here's the clip.
Tommy Robinson has been right to focus on the cover-ups, which were scandalous and outrageous. And I completely agree with him, as I would say to his face, as I've told him on social media.
You covered it up. You know why? Because you would rather let little girls get raped than be known as racist.
Why do you
All you
say
care
things like
about
that?
is your
It's
status.
Why would you say such a ridiculous
and
thing?
racist is the worst thing you can be,
horrid.
so you allow girls to get raped.
Why would you say
so
such a
can
stupid
maintain your
thing?
status. It's demonic is what it is. I'm calling you guys demons.
Really?
You hid
Awful.
child
But you
rape
sound
while
completely
maintaining your
unhinged,
status.
ironically,
That's
yourself.
what May 16th is about.
You sound unhinged.
So they make up 4%
I am
of the
unhinged.
population.
Unhinged. Who wouldn't be unhinged? You're talking about a country where they're allowing little girls to be raped by monstrous invaders because they don't want to seem racist. Any sane person should be unhinged knowing that, getting that information. You should be like, yeah, I'm off the rails. We live in an insane world, and it's putting me over the edge when we get to that point. And then the woman, how could you say something so terrible? It's terrible, child rape? Yeah, that's the terrible part. If that's what she meant, she's 100% right. But we know it isn't. She meant, how could you say that certain people wouldn't talk about it because they don't want to come off as racist? That's what she interprets to be the terrible part. No, the terrible part is the child rape. I think we could all agree that that's pretty terrible. But they just sit there, again, pearl clutching, saying that Gavin's unhinged, off the rails, bringing up something that is so true. And you could see that it's true. Statistics show it. The whole way that these assholes come off, that they don't want to talk about the issue. They don't want to convict. They don't even want to arrest the criminals. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about how immigrants are coming into the country and raping young children. If you do that in public, you're arrested. That is a crime in England. Wave a flag, wave a British flag, and talk about how migrants, whether they're legal or not, are in your country raping little girls, and the powers that be don't want to mention it because they don't want to seem racist. Not only will you seem unhinged to a talk show host and his panel of idiots, but you will be a criminal that needs to be arrested by the cops. What's all this then? That's the disgusting part. That's the terrible part. That's the part that people should go, oh my God, that is awful. That's unhinged. That's crazy. Not Gavin talking about it, actually bringing up something that is terrible and is happening that these twits don't even want to fucking address. So good job once again, Gav. Is he around for tomorrow's show? We'll do tomorrow's show and talk about that
Yes,
more.
he is. Yes.
Because that was just great. Once again, anytime Gavin's on any of these shows, panel shows, or an interview with some douchebag host, it's entertainment abounds. All right. Let's see what else we got. The big roast, I guess. The Kevin Hart roast. I don't know if I'm just, did I age out? Maybe. Have I been exposed to comics and their acts and roasts too long? Maybe. And maybe it's that I watch them doing these roasts and saying things And I had been crucified for saying some of the same things as jokes on the O&A show, on Compound Media, on stage, whatever it is. And now, there's some controversy over what some of these comics were saying on the what's his name? Fucking Kevin Hart roast. There's people that are, they were saying, racial humor and using the retard and talking about people dying and, Pete Davidson made a joke about Charlie Kirk to a gay dude. And it's, yeah. And they're all talking about it. A lot of comics on their various podcasts are talking about it like they're fucking innovators, like they're liberators. Look what we did. We made black jokes. We made jokes about retards and women and yeah. It's okay now? You brave people? You all kept your yaps shut and towed the line when alt comedy was going on. Remember a decade or so back? Alt comedy? You'd go to your various comedy clubs and there'd be these fucking beta guys and face-pierced lesbians, and they'd be telling their Trump sucks jokes and Republicans and MAGA, and it wasn't even laughs. They were getting like, yeah, and everyone said it's not even about laughing anymore. They're just looking to get applause for shitting on the Republicans or the right wing or religion or whatever. Yeah, they all sat around. Some of them joined right in with their dumb liberal jokes. Other ones were like, look at me, I'm getting away with a kind of a black joke. And then you got a few people that came out, they're sick of it. I think the Austin scene, Rogan and the Austin scene, got a lot of the guys that didn't want to give a fuck anymore about offending people. Some of them are very hypocritical because now they're doing material that is deemed offensive and racist and sexist, and they're getting crowds and they're getting accolades. But some of them were up on stages during the alt comic things doing the exact opposite. And, you could say about comics, if it's funny, it's funny. Why should a comic that did jokes about liberals or conservatives not be able to do the opposite a few years later if he finds a way to do it that's funny? That's great. But comedy, especially of the past few years, decade maybe, has been more than just comedy. It's been this thing that people look at and use to cancel people. And, it's just like any other entertainment form. And like Bill Burr going over to Saudi Arabia. All right, they offered him a lot of money. Who cares? He's a comic. He tells jokes here. Why can't he go over there and tell jokes to those people and make a big fat paycheck? Well, when you were professing your disdain for genocide and murder and lack of any freedom that people have, that's pretty much Saudi Arabia. Then you go over there and you're entertaining them. You're doing a little soft shoe for a shitload of money. That comes off as hypocritical. And again, technically you could look at it like, well, you do comedy here, you do comedy there. But you can't get off like that. You can't take that convenient little, well, I'm just a comic. Don't work anymore. You were shitting on other comics and other radio shows and people that do radio shows that might have a different take on things in life and shitting on them. Some people trying to get people canceled. But now, oh, this is in now. I could drop N-bombs. I could say retard. I could do this. So they're all out there because that's what's making money now. And that seems to be the popular thing to do on stage. So that's what they want to do. I'm not saying comics were ever ethical people. A lot of them are pieces of shit. So I guess it's to be expected, but we notice. We notice these things, okay? Okay, funny people. So Tony Hinchcliffe, of course, Kill Tony, the host of Kill Tony, huge podcast, huge live shows. All of the big comics are on that show. And again, you know, they feel like they're breaking ground. They're breaking ground after the bulldozer already came through and turned over the soil, you know? Some of us cracked our fucking ankle trying to hit the shovel, the spade shovel, get it, into the ground, and took a lot of shit. A lot of the comics that are welcome with open arms at the Comedy Cellar, to go on the stage at the Comedy Cellar and tell jokes that are racially insensitive, could be considered anti-trans jokes, misogynistic jokes, jokes about 9/11, things like whatever it is. And they'll get pats on the back from all the comics because they're so funny. Meanwhile, you know, I was banned from the place. I was given shit constantly by the comics at the Cellar because of shit I said on my show. A lot of it in jest. But you can't make jokes like that. Oh, Anthony's joking again about black women and this. So, yeah, fuck off. That's pretty much my statement, is fuck off. But here's Tony Hinchcliffe, the roast. I just watched some of this. I watched some clips, and it doesn't give me any ambition or motivation to watch the special, the whole thing on Netflix or something. And I have people that are, you know, dear friends of mine that were at this, that got on stage and roasted Kevin Hart. But I don't know. I don't really find it that funny anymore. Not for any personal reason, not that the jokes aren't clever and they aren't written well and they have a little twist to them, some of the jokes, like, oh, that's funny, a little play on words, a little this. I just don't find roasts funny with these people anymore. I don't know. I'm still trying to sort it out. Still sorting it out in my own head. But I was watching some of this and going, all right, we get it. Enough. Let's watch some Tony Hinchcliffe roasting Kevin Hart and the rest of the people on the dais. That's enough. That's enough. Is it me? I don't know. I'm just not... I'm not there with that shit anymore. If I ever was, I guess I was. I liked some of the old school roasts with Greg Giraldo and DePaulo and, you know, some of the other people of the day, of course, Patrice. But it just seems so done, doesn't it? Like it's just... Oh, the fat person. We get it. I get it. I don't know. In a roast format. So that was a big thing. That's like a big thing going around social media right now. A lot of those clips. People saying this one killed, that one slayed, that one destroyed. And I watched some of it and I'm just like, oh, God. I just don't care. Just do not care. But maybe you like it. I don't know. So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.